We're live. I just got something from the company of Jace from Josh, Aaron, and Rob, or as I call him, Podcast Rob, because I have Broccoli Rob and I have Podcast Rob. So I decided to differentiate the two guys, and that Doc Rivers is now the head coach of the Bucks. How do I feel about this? You fired Adrian Griffin, who went 30-13, but there were defensive lapses. Buttonholzer had a more defensive thing going on. There's Aaron, my man. And good afternoon there, Josh. And they weren't using Dame. Dame isn't really a defensive guy, but his usage was down even with Giannis. They weren't really running the offense. Giannis said they didn't know what they were running play-wise. And even though they had played well, they didn't win the in-season tournament. People are pissed off about that. Giving some love during his lunch break. Thank you, Aaron, for that one. Yeah, the thing that stuck out about Adrian Griffin that I read a lot of articles and I could get into the nuances of basketball, but basically, yeah, the defense, they're getting shredded, giving them a lot more points. This is a team that wants to win a championship, not just to get to the playoffs. Your windows always close. They have Robin Lopez, who really isn't playing, and I forget the other. They have two older guys that are taking up spots that really aren't contributing to the team. And, Lillard is, 30? How old is Damian Lillard, by the way? Damian Lillard is not a young man anymore. Damian Lillard age. I mean, he's not a youngin'. I mean, he's never won a ring, never even played in a finals. So I guess we're going to see how that goes if this is the year. But, this is a team that wants to win championships. And, I read the whole thing about, he's 33. 33, he'll be 34 in July. I mean, it's not like he's a spring chicken. He doesn't have a long time. The shelf life of an athlete is not forever. But this is interesting too. Peter Vesey said that this is his third head coach. He's got rid of Kidd, and they got rid of Buttonholzer because he couldn't win the playoffs. Well, he won a goddamn championship. I think that's how many teams would love to even win a goddamn championship? I know the Knicks would. Nets. There's a lot of teams out there that would like to even win one championship. They won one. And now you're bringing Doc Rivers, who's the only coach to blow 3-1 leads. He's blown 3-2 leads. He hasn't even been to a finals since he was the last 10 years. His numbers are nothing to write. Yeah, I looked up his numbers and I was like, it's not like he's like putting up these rock'em sock'em kind of numbers that, this is a guy. Yeah. Last 10 playoffs, made playoffs, 10 of the last 11 seasons, 7 years with the Clippers, 27-32, 458 winning percentage. 3 years in Philly, 2015. Doc Rivers only won one championship one time, and guess who was the assistant coach who handled the defense that year? Yeah, great. So Tibbs, yes, Tibbs. I love when people show me that shit. Oh my God, he was the guy who led the defense. You see, you're explaining to me what Tibbs is. Tibbs is an assistant coach. He is not a head coach, Rob. That's what I always feel about these guys. Some guys are better being like Belichick. Belichick was a phenomenal defensive coordinator, and he got Brady, and the rest is history. But Belichick is a phenomenal defensive coordinator. Tibbs would be a great assistant coach handling the defense. Head coach still doesn't show me shit. And the year he should have, what's his name, blew out his knee, and that was the end of that. Yeah. Every coach needs good assistant coaches to win. That is throughout the line, throughout history of sports, of everything. Any executive job anywhere, you need good people working with you because you cannot do the job alone. You need it's a team effort. I agree. Yes. Yeah. And Aaron, what do you mean if he's a total fraud? You're putting him in a no-win situation. If he wins, he should win. If he loses, well, he should have won anyway. I don't know if I agree with that. And Doc Rivers hasn't done shit. As I just said to you. I mean, he hasn't. He's been 10 of the last 11 years. They haven't even made an Eastern Conference final. In the last 11 years, he's been coaching. No Eastern Conference finals. I mean, it's not like we're talking about this guy that's his great coach. Yes, he's been good, but he should be in the booth and should be done coaching. That's not the guy I would brought in to coach at all. I just don't, and Adrian Griffin, I saw he has interviewed, what did I read this in the Yahoo? That he has interviewed for 13 jobs. Is that the right number? I want to make sure I get this right. He has interviewed for 14. He interviewed for a head coaching job 14 different occasions in the span of 13 years. 14 jobs. He didn't get one job. That something says something there. 14. Why did he not get a job? And Giannis didn't. The management wanted Nick Nurse. Giannis didn't. He pushed for Griffin, and now you're pushing Griffin out the door. So Giannis, little leg on your face, dude. This is the guy you wanted, and it didn't work. You didn't like his defensive philosophy. You didn't like his. He didn't have game plans, and he didn't do good in-game. What's the word we're looking for? In-game management. Decisions, play coaching. Okay. So what? Damon, Giannis, and Middleton and Lopez. How much more talent do you need? That Aaron, it's 4 guys. It's 4 guys. You have no bench. You have no bench. You need some depth on the bench. I can't even talk today. You need some depth on the bench. Say that 5 times fast. Yeah. And Rob says, I don't understand recycling coaches that have proven time and time again that they don't elevate their teams. Yes, adjustments, coaching adjustments. Thank you, Josh. Yes, in-game adjustments. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, I have all these things I was going to talk about. Listen, it wasn't a good fit. They weren't using Lillard, but Lillard really doesn't really play defense. They really weren't protecting the rim. Guys were getting to the rim. They were too small. You big guys that were coming out to at the perimeter, and they're blowing by, and there's nobody inside, and they wanted them to crash the boards. Like a whole different philosophy, different from what they've done in the past. Well, if something works, and you have Giannis and everything, well, work in the past, you're working the past. And the thing about a good coach is he sees the players he has, and he doesn't bring in his philosophy. Well, this is how I do things. You see the talent you have in front of you, and you make it work that way. That's what a good coach does. He doesn't come in with like, oh, I have this. This is how I want to do things. Well, it's not working. The players are unhappy. There's tension among the players and everything. Yeah, that's not a good thing, dude. Not good at all. So I see this, and I'm like, holy shit, man. 30-13. And he's only tied for that's my trivia question for today. He is tied for the 3rd fewest games of an NBA coach. He's not even, there's 2 guys ahead of him that coached even fewer games in the NBA and got fired. I said, for that, and I forgot about these guys. I was like, well, one of the guys, but one of them popped in my head. Right. The other guy I didn't remember, but one of the guys I was like, holy shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, he tried the NBA. It did not work out. It did not work at all for him. But, okay, so today, you know what? I've been feeling there as you go through waves of emotions, and I watched Bye Bye Barry, which Rob told me nothing new. I thought they glossed over a lot of stuff. I would have liked a little more stuff about it. Oklahoma State. Basically, they showed him where he ran for 2,600 yards, and his sister goes, I didn't realize he was that good. He wins the Heisman. Very unassuming guy. He still calls his mom mother. He has 4 boys. His dad raised 11 children. His father was a good guy. He said his son was the 3rd best running back at his Hall of Fame induction ceremony. He said Jim Brown, him, his dad, and then him. And he thought he was better than his son. And even the mom goes, well, he was good. Was he as good at well, I don't know about that. And basically, Barry Sanders took himself out of games in high school. And his dad was a big Sooners fan, but the Sooners didn't recruit him. And I remember he started out as a fullback behind Thurman Thomas at Oklahoma State. And then he took over. He had that phenomenal year in '88. And he beat Rodney Peete and Troy Aikman, 2,600 yards, a couple 300-yard games, 37 touchdowns. I mean, numbers are crazy. Goes to the NFL, signs the biggest contract. Weren't going to play him the first game, put him in, bam, the rest is history. But not on good teams. Went to one NFC championship game. Wayne Fonts, they had a nice little run, but they had shitty team after shitty team after shitty team. They got rid of teammates like Glover and Spielman and Lomas Brown over money. And not a lot of money, but they just kind of and he's talking about his dad, and I just lost it. I mean, he loved his dad. His dad was a good guy. He didn't really blow smoke up his kid's ass. And Barry would score, and I think he once did something in high school, and his dad goes, yeah, you're not going to do that. Act like you've been there before. Jalen Rose even said, I don't know, 99% of the people would never be able to do. After he runs for 80 yards, flips the ball to the ref. I just saw he was 1,400, under 1,500 yards away from passing sweetness and retires. Didn't want to play anymore because all the teammates that he loved, and he saw 2 teammates, Utley and another Reggie Brown, I think the linebacker, when he had 2,000 yards, the game he had 2,000 yards against the Jets that knocked the Jets out of the playoffs. He got hurt, and I think he ended up walking it, but Utley never did. And he wasn't happy. I don't think Bobby Ross, the first 2 games, they were going to use him as a fullback. Stab was like, I know more about football than Bobby Ross. I mean, and the ownership, basically, this guy retired through a fax message. And Jamel Hill said it was basically a fuck you to the team, which, they really didn't put players around him. And Schmidt was, I forget who the GM was, but Montana, before he goes to KC, he wanted to come to the Lions, and Schmidt said he was too old. They also wanted Warren Moon, and Warren Moon went and lit it up. I forget where he went after that. Was it Minnesota? No, not Minnesota. But he had a pretty good end of his career, and definitely Montana led the Chiefs to an AFC Championship game. So you can see that the ineptitude of the management of the Lions, which, listen, they've only had 4 goddamn seasons where they played multiple playoff games. And this is the first time they won 2 playoff games in a season since 57 when they won the title. So you're talking about a franchise in 93 years, 4 seasons of multiple playoff games. And this is the only second time with multiple playoff wins. You're not running a good franchise. And I said Detroit, they said, and he still lives in Detroit. And after, training camp's coming, he goes to London, because he wanted to get away. He didn't want to play anymore. And he just never came to another team he could have played. His dad was a little upset he didn't get the record. And even at his induction ceremony, he basically said, first of all, I want to say, he's not here today, he's in LA, but Jim Brown, the greatest running back of all time. Jim Brown was the greatest running back, but he can look back, and his father died in 2011 of lymphoma, cancer. And, his mom's still alive, and he's got 4 sons, and they just seem like really grounded, he's just a good dude. And back at the NFL draft, when he was being drafted, he didn't want to be interviewed. He wanted to play football. And oh my God, the guy who was on, the guy who was in Dumb and Dumber, and I'm blanking on his name. He's from Detroit. And he talked about that Sanders was about like him, where I'm blanking on his name. I can't, a Dumb and Dumber guy. It's not Carrie. It's the other dude. I see his face. He was in that show on HBO where he's a phenomenal actor, great actor. And the name is escaping me. And Jeff Daniels. So Jeff Daniels talked about his favorite thing about being an actor is from action to cut. The other crap he doesn't want to deal with. And he said Barry's thing was in between the lines. He didn't like any of the other shit. None of it. It was about playing the game. It wasn't about, he was 9 yards away from winning the Russian title over Okoye. His first, I said this already. And Sack didn't give a shit. And even at 2,000 yards, he wanted it for the team. The game ball, he got a game ball for getting 2,000, threw the ball to his dad, and then proceeded to have like a 50-yard rush where Aaron Glenn, who's now the defensive coordinator of the Lions, tackled him right outside the end zone. So he went over 2,000 yards that season. Was that 98? Yeah, that was last year, 98. And he didn't give a shit. I think they took him, they tried to carry him off the field, and he's like, just get me down. His thing was in between the lines. That's all he cared about. He didn't care about any of the stuff off the field. You didn't see him doing endorsements. You didn't see him do any of that stuff. He played football. I remember reading that when he got drafted, he got that big contract. He bought a used Jag. Like, it wasn't important to him. It was about playing ball. He's talking about his dad, and they show him the grave, and I lost it for a second because I was like, damn, I miss my dad. I'm not gonna lie to you, I miss him. Can't talk to him anymore. Can't ask him things. And I don't think I'm handling it too well sometimes. I don't think I'm handling it well at all. But I just keep going, Just got to keep on. And, just keep doing the podcast. This is the one thing that keeps me goddamn sane. And, so if you get a chance to watch it, and I'm watching the Bart Starr documentary. It was on SEC Network. So I tape all this stuff. I never watch it. I decided instead of watching series where there's 95 episodes, I taped all these sports. I've won on Reggie White, Bart Starr. I've won on George Gervin. So I started watching the Bart Starr. Bart Starr's younger brother, I think it was Hilton, was the father was a tough Air Force guy. And he loved the younger son, who was tougher, more extroverted and all that than Bart Starr was. And when they were 12 and 10, the younger brother were running in the backyard, and there was a dog bone that was sticking out of the grass, and it cut his foot. I guess they were barefoot. They were in Bama. And the mom didn't believe they should have got the tetanus shot was out. Well, he didn't get it, went through his body, killed him. 10 years old. Just the father blamed the mother. The mother never forgave herself. And his father really, said the younger brother was the golden child and Bart wasn't. So Bart was going to stop playing high school football. And his dad goes, okay, so now you can start working. We're going to, the corn, house, chop down, whatever, all the work. And he realized, I don't want to do this shit. So he ends up he says, well, he went right back to practice. and he met a girl in high school, became his love of his life. He was going to go to Kentucky, but his who became his wife, woman became his wife, was going to Auburn, and Kentucky to Auburn was a long ride. So he went to Bama, and he was his senior year. He was on the only Bama team ever to go winless. 1955, winless, 0-10, and he wasn't. They didn't even start him. He didn't have the starting job. And one of the coaches, it was a high school or college coach, reached out to the Packers, and he was a 17th round pick. And that summer, I guess his wife's family moved to Mississippi. He put a tire on a tree, hung it from a tree, and threw footballs for months. His wife said she lost 9 pounds that summer running after footballs. That's all he did. 17th round pick. He calls his wife. He goes, you're coming. Pack a bag. You're going to Green Bay. So this is a guy didn't even start his senior year on the only winless team ever in Alabama football history. So he was there before Bear Bryant, and he wins 5 championships. And the Ice Bowl, the play where he has the famous quarterback sneak. They didn't have a quarterback sneak, so the running back was going to get the ball. And I got to ask Michigan, because Michigan used to work with him. He was a running back on the Ice Bowl team for the Packers. Thought he was getting the ball, and he just took it in for the touchdown, and they won the Ice Bowl. But one of his teammates said about him that they have computers that spit out stuff of plays run and everything. They said Barstow was a computer. He was a computer. He was that good. So I'm halfway through that one, and now I said, you know what? That's all I'm going to watch is sports docs, because it brings me happiness. And what the hell? I mean, might as well watch stuff that I love. I love sports. Why am I watching these series when I can watch 90 episodes? I'll binge watch the shit out of them. There's all these docs I haven't watched. I still haven't watched the Mets one that was on ESPN. I haven't watched the Yankees Mets one, Yankees Dodgers one. All these ESPN 30 for 30s I missed. And yeah. So I worked out in the house today, and I was going to go to the gym, but I said, let me get a workout in. Gumbo Chef's coming over to work out in the next 2 hours, an hour and a half. And I said, I got to do a show and get some guys on, and hopefully get some of the company Jace. I said this stuff to Ethan. So Joshua, who is a huge Bills fan, and Doc Rivers, Showtime. Yes. Showtime. What did my friend Matt, I'm supposed to see tonight, but I got to train Gumbo Chef, and I was like, we're supposed to meet tonight. And I said, sorry, started crying. Matt was in my movie money. So I'll show it to the guys. I have a 10-minute, I got to send the first 10 minutes of my movie. I had blonde hair. I played a character named Thor. It's kind of autobiographical. It was a piece of shit, but I'll let you guys see it. And Joshua sends me today, there have been 46 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL since merger who've played at least 10 playoff games and had at least one playoff touchdown pass. This is from Sal Capaccio, Sal Sports. I was like, all right, Sal Sports, I'll give you a follow. Yeah, he's got 178,000. So Sal, I'm going to give you a follow. I'll follow your stuff. Michigan cannot stand that all the this is, I know it's verified. I don't give a shit. I'm trying to get all his tweets, whatever. So Sal Capaccio, this was his thing, ranked. And who do you think is ranked number 1? Josh Allen. He's played in, why is that happening? He's played 10 games, 21 touchdown passes. 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in the playoffs. He has 21-4. He's number 1. Number 2 is Mahomes, who in 16 playoff games, 38 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers 3, Matt Ryan 4, Drew Brees 5, Brady 6, Phil Simms played in 10 playoff games, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Yeah, that can't be right. Yeah, that can't be. It says 13,000. No, come on. That's impossible. Wait. Oh, Brady over 30. That's why I said Brady 13,000. And Phil Simms in 10 playoff games. Is that it? From games, completions, 157 completions, 1,679 yards in 10 playoff games. I guess they didn't throw the ball that much. Yeah, so that's 7. Hasselbeck 8, Eli 9, Flacco 10. Think about that. Okay, so Mahomes is number 1. Allen number 1. Mahomes has two Super Bowls. Rodgers 3, and Rodgers 3. Matt Ryan 4, never won. Breeze won 1. Brady won 6. Sims won 1. Should have won 2. Hasselbeck none. Eli 2, and Flacco 1. Then Peyton's 11. 25 touchdowns. Wait, is that it? Wow. 25 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in 27 playoff games. So it wasn't like he was throwing a lot of interceptions. How about Phillip Rivers in 12 playoff games, 10 touchdowns, no interceptions? Wait, I'm sorry. 16-10. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Wait. I was off. Oh, pick sixes. Holy shit. I was wrong. Peyton Manning, 40 touchdowns, 25 interceptions, 4 pick sixes. He leads this group. Yeah, 4 pick sixes for Peyton Manning in the playoffs. Randall Cunningham's 12. So I just saw the list. I was like, and then he said that 13 seconds. I go, okay. Now, if the play had gone and your coach hadn't fucked up and given them time on the clock to tie to win in overtime, you still had to win 2 more playoff games. We would have beat the Bengals and we would have beat the Rams. Okay, but you didn't. You didn't play the games, and I can't stand the what if. Well, if he did, you didn't. It didn't happen. You lost the goddamn game. Your team, everybody's getting better around you, and the Bills aren't going anywhere. And they're going to bring back McDermott. We got to give props. Ernesto's ecstatic that Joe Barry is done, but might stay with the organization. And what did Ernesto say to me today? So they got rid of the defensive coordinator. He said, Packers fans rejoice. Joe Terry Berry has been fired, which is kind of funny. It was, he's got his little emoji stuff. I thought that was hilarious. It's hard to see on the Instagram, but it's easier to see on. But so that happened today. That's another guy that got fired. And this. I thought this was awesome. So how about this as a qualifier at the Australian Open? First time since '78 that Diana Yastremska became the first qualifier to reach the Australian Open semifinal since '78. She is playing tomorrow. Coco Gauff is playing Sabalenka, who she beat at the finals in the finals in U.S. Open last year. Yastremska had to win 3 qualifying matches and win 3 sets just to even get into the tournament. And now she's in the semifinals. She's the first since Christine Dory in '78 to do that, who also lost in the semifinals. But we'll see what happens. I thought that was pretty goddamn amazing. I mean, can you imagine that? Qualifying, and now she's going to make it's a lot of money. It's a couple $100,000 now she's made just by making the semifinals. And they're saying Djokovic Alcaraz is going to be the final, and Alcaraz, youth always wins in my opinion, but we're going to see what happens on that front. But time will tell. And did you see this? The Somerset Patriots for 3 games this year are going to have they are rebranding as the New Jersey Diners. The guy in the news last night said there are 500 diners in the state of New Jersey. I kind of agree with that. Yeah, that's probably for 3 games the upcoming season. The brand change presented by Taylor Pork Roll, which I think is hilarious. New uniforms, classic music, blue plate specials at the concession stands, and more, which is crazy. So the Jersey Diners, I think it's the diner, or New Jersey prides itself as the diner capital of the world. I didn't know that. Yeah. And yeah, Phil Murphy, the governor, says, yeah, good for you there, Phil. But they will June 8th against the Hartford Yard Goats. I think we should go to that game, guys. The Patriots also wear July 26th versus the Portland Sea Dogs and August 11th versus the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. And I'll tell you, I saw some pictures. I got to be honest with you. I really, really, really love them. Yeah, they are. Look at this. Look at how good is this brand? I mean, that's awesome. I mean, I love it. I think that is phenomenal. I'm definitely going. I want to go to a game. So, Company of Jace, let's think about it. Maybe we'll have a tailgate and we'll go to one of those games because I think that would be a lot of fun. You can bring your kids. It's a family atmosphere, and we could get some New Jersey Diners, some swag, some merch. All right. So Islanders lost to Vegas 3-2. The Rangers were up 2-0. Panarin got his 29th goal. He had 29 all of last season. They lost 3-2 in overtime. San Jose sucks. They suck. What the fuck, guys? What's going on with the Rangers, man? Playing like shit. Yeah, I mean, come on. Really? I mean, what the hell, man? Ridiculous. Hey, the Knicks won last night. I think Josh is on the Randall handle. He's on the bandwagon now. OG, since he became a Knick, 10-2. The Nets are 2-11 in the last 13. They're 4-16, 4 wins, 16 losses the last 20. 108-103. Randall hit a huge three, which I didn't want him to shoot, went in, and then he got a dunk through traffic, and then he did something with his eye. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but it sounded like it was a Knick crowd and not a Net crowd. And they won 4 in a row. Oh, now he says I'm not a Randall. Well, you sounded like something was going on here. And what Rob sent me, that the Knicks now have the 6th and 9th highest score in the NBA, 2 top 10 in Brunson and Randall. So they won, huge three. Randall had 30 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Anunoby had 10 points, 5 rebounds, and assist. Yeah, it is frustrating. 4 steals and 2 blocks. He does everything. Brunson had 30. DiVincenzo had 11. The Knicks are now 27-17. Hey, 10 games over. And then it's fell to 17-26. And their unprotected draft pick is now the Shice. Who is that? It is now number 8. Right now it's number 8, and it's going to go to the Rockets. So the Rockets are only going to get better, which is crazy. So Cam Johnson had a 19, 4 for 6 from 3. Bridges at 36, 7 of 13 on threes. That is a career high. That's the highest of the season by any net. And Claxton set a career high with 8 points, 17 rebounds. First, he's at 16 3 times, twice this season, but 17 rebounds. Cam Thomas had 14 off the bench and missed a 3 at the end. It was exciting last couple of minutes. I watched that. Bridges had 36, 7 3-pointers, 5 rebounds, and 0 turnovers. Career high 7 3-pointers, as I said. It was his 6th 30-point game of the season, most by any Nets this year, also most 3-pointers made by any net. And there was the 4th win in a row by the Knicks over the Nets. And this is what really matters. This is where you pick up wins, and it helps you in playoff seeding. They are 19-0 against teams under 500 this season. 19-0. That's how you have to beat the shitty teams, because that really helps you in the long run. And Knicks got the win. Now, I don't know who the Knicks play next. Let's see who the Knicks playing next. Knicks are playing. Knicks are playing. Guys, what's going on here? Can we? Denver at home. Yeah, and I saw that Jokic had his 13th triple-double last night, which is crazy. Hey, Joe Willie has joined us. Joe Willie, what's going on there, Joe Willie? Yeah, Jokic is averaging 26 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 64 from the field, 36 from 3, 82 from the foul line. And he's missed 1 game this season. How about OKC? So Portland's head coach, oh man, I'm blanking on. I see his face. Portland's head coach used to be a Denver Nugget, was a Piston. Chauncey Phillips was challenging the end of the game. He said the foul it was a bullshit call, and they lost by 2 last night to OKC, who now are 30-13, number 1 seed in the West. Scoot Henderson in 19, SGA had 33 and 10 assists. The Portland's 12-31, but how about OKC 30-13? And they're a young team. And Chet Holmgren and SGA and Jalen Williams, that team is phenomenal. That is a young team that is going to be very, very good for a long time. A long time. Yeah. And South Carolina beat number 6 Kentucky 79-62 last night. South Carolina is 16-3, 4-2 in the conference. Kentucky fell to 14-4, 4-2. How about Michigan? Michigan lost last night. Jesus Christ, they got their asses kicked. I even put I put up there, they suck. Yeah, so they're playing Knicks tomorrow. All right. Got to watch that. I don't know why Jesus. It's like my phone should be working and it's not working. But, whatever. So Michigan lost again last night. Good game. Michigan basketball, after the football team lost 99-67 last night. 99-67. They are in last place in the Big Ten. They are 2-6 in the conference, 7-12. Purdue improved to 18-2, 7-2. And Juwan Howard, I don't know how long he's going to be able to keep this job. I don't know. And Texas beat Baylor on Saturday. They were number 9 at the time, but they just beat number 11 Oklahoma on the road, 75-60. They're 14-5, 3-3 in the conference. Oklahoma's 15-4, 3-3. That's the thing about all these teams. They just beat the crap out of each other. So nobody has a good conference record. They're all like ranked, but they constantly beat each other up. So they keep going up and down the rankings. But it's a very solid conference, which is, college basketball. And then they get to the postseason. And then, I feel like the regular season's such a grind that, you're concerned how they're going to play in the postseason. But it doesn't matter. Michigan's not getting to the postseason. I don't think there's any talent in that team. And I saw that Harbaugh could become the highest paid coach. I also read that he agreed in principle to they're working on the contract numbers, but to become the next coach of the Chargers. So I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like all over the place. So who knows if Harbaugh's staying, if he's going to be the highest paid coach at Michigan, if he's going to get like 14, 50 million to be the coach of the Chargers. I don't know. And Codify always has great stuff. So players with 4+ WAR players last season. Braves had 7 players with a WAR of a WAR, F-WAR. Isn't that fielding? F-WAR is that a Fangraphs, or is that Fangraphs WAR? Is F-WAR considered all the wins above replacement? Yes. So the Braves had 7, Houston had 5, Padres had 5. Well, Soto is now a Yankee. Cubs, Dodgers, Mariners, Rays, Rangers with 4. Diamondbacks, Orioles. Yeah, thanks a lot there. Thanks a lot there, Bumbles. Diamondbacks, Orioles, Brewers. Oh, I'm sorry. Diamondbacks only team with 3. Then the Orioles, Brewers, Twins, Mets, Yankees with 2. White Sox, Reds, Guardians, Royals, Angels, Phillies, Giants, and Blue Jays with 1. And the Red Sox, Rockies, Tigers, Marlins, A's, Pirates, Cards, and Nationals, 0. 0, 0, 0. Thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah. Well, we'll see. And it didn't matter because they didn't get the, Braves lost in the playoffs. So that's kind of good. And also, the Raiders are interviewing Cliff Kingsbury as offensive coordinator. That's a guy who shouldn't be a head coach. Let him design, be a mad scientist with play calls, but I don't want him as my head coach at all. No. And Gumbo Chef sent me this. There's a National Bobblehead Hall of Fame museum right in Milwaukee within a few full court heaves of Giannis's Bucks home court. $5 to get in for the world's largest collection of bobbleheads. And I'm thinking, I got to go to Milwaukee and go see this. So I didn't get to read the whole article, but I want to read it. Yeah, Chris Ballas said they're ready to make him the highest paid coach. I love this is from JPA Football. Roquan Smith on facing Mahomes in the AFC title game. He said, yeah, he's an elite quarterback, but at the end of the day, we're an elite defense. I totally agree with that. Hey, Harris has joined the program. Live strong. NYC is here in the house. Yeah, I'd like to see Baltimore kick their asses. I would like to see that a lot. So as I talked about, Sabalenka versus will go against Goff, and Yastrzemska is going to go against Zheng Qinwen in the semifinals. This is a good trivia question for a future show. Emma Raducanu became the only qualifier in women's singles history to win a major with her 2021 U.S. Open title. So it can happen. It can happen. Edmonton Oilers, 14 wins in a row. They're 3 away from tying the Penguins of 17 wins in a season. They won 4-1 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. 14 wins in a row, man. The 92-93 Penguins, they're 22-3-0 in the last 25 games. That was a good coaching change. Rangers, I don't know what they've lost 7 of the past 10. They went up 2-0 to the Sharks. Oh my God. 29-15-3 the Rangers, 5-point lead over Philly, who lost to Tampa Bay. But yeah, come on, guys. I mean, Jesus. Yeah, Edmonton's playing some good. And Pelicans blew out the Jazz last night. They're the 5th seed. Knicks won last night. I like that. You think the Knicks could be a 2 seed? So wait, you're saying if they well, right now it's the what is it? So you're saying they're going to pass Philly? Bumbles? I don't know, man. So the Celtics, Bucks, Sixers. So they're 2 games out. They're 3 games back in the. They're 4 back in the. Well, okay. Wait. So the Knicks have played 44. They played 2. They got 2 games in hand on Philly. They're 3 games out right now. So Celtics. They're right now. They're 7 behind the Celtics, 3.5 behind the Bucks, 4. But I mean, why? Got a good point there because they started the season very heavy on road games, so that's a possibility. I just don't know. I mean, I'd love to get another player, but if they don't, they're 10-2 since they got Anunoby. There's a chance, right? Yeah, easy schedule coming up, right? They have a lot of games they should be winning. I mean, they play Denver on Thursday, but they do have a lot of games that they should be beating these teams. They're 19-0 against teams under 500. They go on a run. 2 seed though, huh? You mean then they pass the Bucks, and they haven't played well against Bucks and Celtics. And they have played well against Sixers. I don't know about that. I definitely could see him being a 3 seed, which would be good. But then, let me see. So the 3 seed, like if the season ended right now, the Knicks would play the Cavs, which I don't like that matchup. I mean, they beat them last year, so it could happen again. I don't know if I love that matchup, so I'd like them to get ahead of that. And then listen, you finish 2, the Pacers can score a shitload of points. Magic, I mean, it's a good division. All 8 teams in the East are over 500, which used to not be the case. And the West, all 8 teams are all over 500. I mean, good teams. Yeah, Rob. Malcolm Brogdon, we'll see if that happens. Yeah, they match up well with the Sixers. I totally agree with that. Yeah, that's a good point, man. Yeah, I mean, it could happen, right? I mean, yeah, it could happen. It'd be nice. Listen, it'd be nice for some good local sports things to be happening here. It'd be nice for the local teams to get it done. Yeah, I'd be very happy about that. Yeah, I listen. They're 10 games over. That's a beautiful thing, right? I mean, it's nice to see a team locally playing good sports after everybody else sucks. Yeah. OKC 7-2 last night. And one more piece. Yeah, one more piece. I agree. Get one more piece. And, then anything's possible. I totally agree with that. Yeah, one more piece and, they could get it done. Yeah, we'll see. Thunder and Timberwolves are just a half game back of the defending champs. Wait, the short-ended Pacers giving Denver sole possession of first place in the West. So is 31-14 better than 30? I don't know. Oh, it's because of one more win? Is that why? But they have more losses. I guess it's one more win. They both have 7. I guess it's one more win. That's why they're saying that's the case. But I would say OKC. And how about this was crazy. TCU started the season. This is the women 14-0. They suffered 4 straight losses and had to forfeit 2 games because they only had 6 players healthy due to injury. They held open tryouts and brought on 4 students in order to field the team. Last night in their first game since January 13th, they beat 9-8 UCF. One of the walk-ons, Sydney Sylvester, 1 minute. She took a 3 she missed. Played 4 years of high school basketball. Saw time last night, but her only shot was blocked. Can you imagine that? That they only had 6 players. They started 14-0. Everything fell to shit. And they had to have open tryouts during the season to field the team and won a game last night. If I was UCF, I'd be furious. I would be. I'd be pissed. Yeah, I thought that was crazy. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Zach Edey had 16 points, 10 rebounds last night. South Carolina, it was their 16-3. Kentucky's second loss in 4 games. And South Carolina's highest ranked win since 2010 over number 6 Kentucky. Nice going. Yeah, Panarin, 29th goal. But what does it matter? They lost the goddamn game. God damn. Rangers, what the fuck? I know Harris is all big about his Islanders with Patrick Roy, even though they lost last night. And I said, Grizzlies granted $12.4 million disabled contract exception for John Morant's season-ending injury. Brian Callahan was officially named the head coach. And Ron Carthon is going to be executive VP GM. And Chad Brinker the president. And Stephen A. Smith says, over Milwaukee, Boston, or Philly, no way, 4 seed. Oh, there goes Josh with his moment of what would I say? He's keeping it real. Josh is keeping it real. I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll pass Philly, but I don't know. Yeah, so 4 would be good though. Then they get home court for the first round of the playoffs. I'd like that. Stephen A. Smith says that the struggles after Tom Brady's departure gives teams reason to be wary of hiring Belichick, which I think he's run his course. I definitely think so. I think that's the case. Yeah, they're talking about UNC, big Max Johnson or Connor Harrell to replace Drake May. Doesn't matter. They're going to suck next year anyway. So what does it matter? We're really talking about UNC football. And Mad Dog Russo is furious that claiming Joel Embiid 70-point game is a Philly Sixers record. What about Wilt? I know he played for the Philadelphia Warriors. Come on, guys. Philadelphia Warriors, still a team in Philadelphia. And what, the Golden State Warriors taking those records? Yeah, I would say Philly's Philly, in my opinion. But he's got a point there. I don't disagree. And Barstool's non-compete in the gambling space ends at the end of football season, which is really good for me because I'm really into gambling these days. As you can tell, I'm playing craps, on the street sometimes. If I can find guys to play craps, I'm playing it all the time. Yeah, drank a little too much Mountain Dew, guys, so I apologize. I'm all jacked up. Now, Jon Stewart's coming back starting Mondays and on February 12th. I never, ever, 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 ever watch a Daily Show. Michigan's a fan. I didn't get it. I went to see a show live one time. I thought he was a dick, and I'm not a fan. Not a fan of Jon Stewart. I liked him in movies. I liked him in Big Daddy, but as far as his, he's done great stuff for the vets of 9/11 and all that stuff. I just don't. I don't like political commentary. It's not my thing. Never was. Never will be. That's just me. I've said my piece. I'm moving on. Yes. I've said my piece. Yeah, I sent Ernesto a thing today about Joe Barry has left the building. And he got a good laugh out of it. It was pretty funny. Yeah, Joe Barry's done. Yeah, Bobby Slowick. Everybody's getting second, third interviews with every goddamn school. Hey, Will Rogers. So he went from Mississippi State to Washington. Then when DeBoer left, he said he entered the transfer portal. Well, Fish is staying. Fish is now the head coach from Arizona to Washington. And he's now going to stay they don't have a quarterback, so he's going to stay with the Huskies. And Kawhi Leonard got his second triple-double. He's only had 2 triple-doubles in his career. I didn't know that. They beat the Sixers. They beat the Lakers last night, which I was happy about. And they'd actually lost the last 2 games to the Lakers. I was like, they had been dominating. I think they're 37-9 the last 46 against them, the battle for Los Angeles. Now it's back in the Clippers. And Lakers suck. But everybody had a good game. Leonard had 25, 11, 10. Harden had 23, 10 assists. Westbrook in 17 minutes had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Does everything. Powell had 17 points. Paul George had 17 points. And Terrence Mann had 17 points. Yeah, they shot 59 from the field, 52 from 14 to 27 from 3. I'd say they kicked ass last night. I was very happy. And D'Angelo Russell, last 6 games, he's probably going to be traded. Hey, Kenny, what's up there, man? What's going on, my man? What's going on? You want to talk about anything? You bring it on. You say what you have to say. D'Angelo Russell from Hoop Central last 39, 14, 29, 20, 34, and 27. And, at least 3 assists a game. 8 twice, 7, 6, and 10. Yeah, hey. And, field goal percentage, 50s, 40s. But he's playing better. He's going to probably give you traded. See what happens. D'Angelo Russell, 27 with 9 for 21, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 80 at 26 and 12. Reeves and no LeBron. First loss of the season to the Clippers. They won the first 2. The Lakers are 22 and 23. Thank you, Kobe Price, for that. Clippers are 20 and 4 since December 1st. The best record in the league. 20 and 4, dude. That's impressive. Yeah, CNN broke the news that Doc Rivers was coming to the Bucks and hasn't mentioned Doc Rivers at all on TV, online TV, anywhere. But they're supposed to be the ones who CNN Sports was the one that broke the story. I guess it was the primaries yesterday. That's more important to me. Yeah, the Clippers are 37-9 their last 46 against the Lakers. Love it. Lakers suck. Yeah, Portland is filing a protest. Chauncey Billups was clearly calling timeout prior to the official whistling a Blazers double dribble with 15 seconds left. He was assessed 2 technicals and ejected. They never change it, but he can protest the game. Thank you, Wojo, for that one. Yeah, you know what? Hey, he's got a point there. If he did it, why would he make that up? And Jalen Williams for OKC, first in the NBA in clutch field goal percentage this season. What is clutch field goal percentage? Is at the last, isn't it? Clutch field goal percentage is A table featuring traditional clutch information. Yeah. So what is it? So that's the best. Yeah, I'm trying to find out. Yes. It says here that Siakam is the best player right now. I don't know. Is that then DeJounte Murray, Schrader, or is this in alpha? Oh, yeah. So best is Siakam, they say right now. Then Murray, Schrader, Barnes, Curry. I don't see Jalen Williams as being that guy. What am I missing here? So what is clutch? I want to know what is clutch explain. That's what I was trying to explain. Okay, here we go. Players are usually classified as clutch or unclutch based solely on their ability or inability to make the final shot of a close game. Okay. How does NBA define clutch points? Final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime when the score is within 5 points. Yeah. Okay. Well, they're saying in this one, well, I looked up Siakam's number one, but this guy on Twitter is saying that Jalen Williams is the top guy. So I'm going to go with what I'm reading in the NBA stats. But, okay, thanks for that stuff. Appreciate it. Much obliged. Yeah. Jalen Williams first. Oh, field goal percentage. I'm sorry. He's in field goal percentage at 72.7. Yes. So he could be at that. So how about this? Clippers last home game for 2 weeks. They road trip ahead to go to Toronto, Boston, Cleveland, Washington, Detroit, Miami, and Atlanta. That's a road trip. That's a road trip. Holy shit. Whew. That is a serious ass road trip. 7 games. Westbrook gets it done. Yeah, I saw Connecticut beat Marquette. And Becker's at 26 points. So they are now 17-3, 8 in the country. Marquette fell to 15-4. So you got to, hey, respect for UConn. It said she scored 28. She only scored 26. Yeah, Michigan sucks. Michigan's really playing some bad basketball. Panarin, 29th goal, and they lose. How do you lose that game? Oh, and this is kind of cool. So Holm is going to go against Kayla Harrison is going to do her first UFC fight on UFC 300, which she was in the Pro PFL, the Professional Fighter League, where she fought between 145 and 155, and she doesn't want to cut. Well, she got to fight Holm at 135, which isn't it? That's a lot of weight for Harrison to cut. She won judo, twice gold medals at the Olympics. I watch Harrison fight. She is a badass. So I'm psyched about that fight. So Holm is going to fight her April 13th at UFC 300. Right? April 13th, right? It's in Vegas. Holm is 42. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Holm is long in the tooth. I don't know if I love that fight for her. I think Harrison is going to want to kick her ass. But she's got to cut weight. That's a lot of weight to cut because there's no 155 division in which there should be. And Edmonton is now 14 game win streak. What did I say? 22-3 the last 25. They're at 55 points. They're 7 behind Vegas and 13 behind Vancouver. Some good hockey out there, man. 14 wins in a row. That blows my mind. 14-game win streak. Wow. Vegas is on a 3-game win streak, too. Yeah. Michigan sucks. Oh, and Sauce wants them to go after Ridley and Higgins. Why not? You need wide receivers. I don't know. How did Sauce get all pro? Can someone explain to me? I still don't understand how Sauce got all pro. I mean, did they not throw the ball to him? Because I didn't see him making an impact in any game I watched this season. And everybody has him as an all pro first team. Is it by name recognition? Because I didn't see him as a guy that, dominated games this season as opposed to other players. Like I saw Kyle Hamilton making plays this season. I saw guys in the secondary making plays. Antoine Winfield Jr. making plays. Okay. Yes, Josh. Over Philly, the Knicks played the most road games in the first half and are very good at home. They're only 3 games back at Philly. Okay, so you guys are arguing something that we discussed before. Guys, stay with the program. We're way past that. Yeah, that ship has sailed. Love these guys. Still arguing. Back and forth, back and forth. These guys can argue about anything. I mean, they'll just argue. Yeah, so Ridley, a lot of drop passes, a lot of targets this year too. And Higgins, I don't know if I would like Higgins, but they think he's going to go to Tennessee with his former offensive coordinator. So they're projecting Higgins is going to get a 4-year, $74 million deal, and Ridley going to get 4 years, about $68 million on spottrack.com. We'll see if that really happens, but good luck with that front. Yeah, so the West, wow. OKC, Minnesota, Denver, Clippers 4, Pelicans 5, and Phoenix 6. Whew. Brett Usher, yeah, some good playing out there. Yeah, I love the Jersey Diners. Look at these hats, man. Look at the hats. It's so freaky looking. It's like it haunts your dreams. Haunts your dreams, man. Look at that. Oh, I gotta get some merch. I love that stuff. Oh shit. Well, yeah, we're going to Europe this summer. We're going to Europe. JD's going to Europe. I don't know if I'm able to. I'm going to be gone for like 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm going to go through withdrawals on that front. Yeah. Jeez Louise. Yeah, the New Jersey Diners. I took pictures. I was like, oh, I love this stuff. Yeah, OBJ, Roquan is like one of the best teammates you could ever have. I don't know. And what do you guys think about this? So the Yankees are ditching the white piping around the navy blue letters and numbers on its road grays, along with the navy blue and white sleeve trim. UniWatch reported it's going to return to the road jerseys, look more like they did prior to 73, when the organization added the white outline around New York and around the numbers in the back. Daniel was cool with it. Yankees recap, cool with it. Lankers said TBD. I think they look kind of cool. I think they look kind of old schoolish. I'm okay with that. You know what? I mean, and you know what? They'll sell more goddamn jerseys. I kind of like the jerseys. It's kind of got a cool look to them. I'm okay with it. I mean, it's different. It's going back old school, and they had I think Bumble sent me a stat that the Jets have more postseason wins in 2001 than the Bills and Dolphins combined. Yes, Josh, and I have it written in my notes. And Josh, yes, I had that, and I have that in bold letters where Josh says, "I don't care," because I asked Aaron. I don't think Aaron cared either. But Josh said, and yes, I apologize for that, Josh. He said, "Just win. I don't give a shit what they wear. Just win." Yeah, I had that in bold, so I didn't forget about it. But I'm going through. I have a lot of notes in here and everything. So the Jets have 6 playoff wins in 2001, even though they made the playoffs in 13 years. 5 for the Bills, 0. Their last playoff win for the Dolphins was 2000. So since 2001, the Pats have 30. The next best, the Eagles with 16, almost double the Eagles. Then the Ravens 16, the Steelers 15, the Packers 14. Hey, Jose, Randall Handle. What's going on, Randall Handle? I think Jose is a very big Randall fan. Yeah, I don't get it. But I mean, he does make you crazy. Did you see Vegas? The Canucks helmets, the blue metallic helmets? Pretty cool, dude. These helmets are serious. I really, really like these helmets. They're fancy. I like fancy. All right. Yeah. We got through. The 2024 Thursday night Friday ACC specialty games. UNC is at Minnesota. Syracuse is hosting Stanford, so you're gonna have the tree against the mascot fight, maybe. I don't know. I saw some of the games, different teams. Those are nice, Jose. Those are nice helmets, man. I like those helmets a lot. They're pretty cool. All right, so I talked about I have a bunch. What else do I have to talk about today? Oh, that talked about the Bucks. Yeah, I really can't talk about that much. I mean, it happened. We're gonna move on, and we'll see if Doc is the answer. And Spencer Dinwiddie was asked if it bothers him to sit on the bench in crunch time, and Lucas Kaplan said his response is pretty telling. And I said, "Oh no, I mean we have phenomenal players on this roster." You're 17-26. I don't get that. We have guys who were entrusting the team to going forward. Phenomenal human beings. Jesus Christ, phenomenal talent that we're going to build around, and they're going to build around going forward. What I've done in the past, that's great to talk about, but it's in the past. Having some of the best clutch seasons of all time, things like that. That stuff's in the past. Clutch seasons. When I think if you talk about clutch seasons, moves on to postseason play too. I mean, some of the greatest players in the world, some of the greatest actors that I've seen act never did anything. I mean, it's like just because you're clutch regular season, or a guy scores 50 during the regular season, then playoffs come and they start joking. I don't know if I put Spencer Dinwiddie. I guess he's ready to move on. And USA Basketball 41 athlete player pool for 2024. Selected by Grant Hill and are subject to change. The 12-member 2024 will represent them in Paris. Will be announced at a later date. These featuring 28 of the 41 players have represented the U.S. in Olympics and or FIBA Men's World Cup, who together have collected 23 Olympics or World Cup gold medals. They're listed in alphabetical order. Bam Adebayo, Jared Allen, Banchero, Desmond Bain, Scotty Barnes, Booker, Brooklyn Bridges, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Jimmy Butler, Caruso, Curry, Davis, Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, De'Aaron Fox, Paul George, Aaron Gordon, Tyrese Halliburton, Harden, Josh Hart. Josh Hart could be a guy that you could let him, do a lot of stuff you want, dirty stuff. That's Tyler Hero, Drew Holiday. That's another guy that they said the Bucks really miss for his defense on the Bucks this season. Chet Holmgren, Brandon Ingram, Kyrie Irving, fuck him. Jaren Jackson Jr., LeBron James, Cam Johnson, Walker Kessler, Kawhi, Dame, Spida, Chris Paul, you're done. Portis, Austin Reeves, come on, get the fuck out of here. Duncan Robinson. Now maybe if you need some outside shooting, but Duncan Robinson, Tatum, Derek White, and Trae Young. I mean, there's great players on there, but there's some guys I'm like, Duncan Robinson? I don't know. I mean, there's some iffies there. I mean, Brunson here. What about no Randall? No Randall? No Julius Randle. What's up with that? Rob, why is Julius Randle not on the list? He didn't make the 41. But Josh Hart did. Interesting development right there. So Steve Kerr is going to be the coach. Mark Few, Gonzaga, Lou from the Clippers, and Spoelstra from Miami. Last summer, the quartet coached the men's national team to a fourth-place finish at the FIBA Men's World Cup in Manila. And he was an assistant with Popovich in 2020 in Tokyo. U.S. men's national team will host Canada at T-Mobile as part of the U.S. Basketball Showcase. July 10th, 7:30. So we should go to that game, FS1. So we can't go to the game. Maybe we'll just watch it. And the teams will prepare for major competitions, including the Olympics, FIBA World Cup. Following Vegas, they'll go on international training window, exhibition games against the national teams of South Sudan, July 20th, Germany on July 22nd, both at the O2 Arena. Really, the South Sudan's going to play them July 20th. What's that score going to be at the end of the first quarter? 99-3? Really? This is and Germany? Well, Germany might have some players, right? Well, who was the only German player playing? I mean, it was Dirk Nowitzki. Who's the only German? Is there any German basketball players in the NBA? What German players in the NBA? Is there any German NBA players? Germany NBA players. Oh, Schrader, Franz Wagner, and his brother Moritz, Andreas Obst. Oh, Daniel Tice, David Kramer. Oh yeah, there's a couple guys here. Yeah, okay. So they got a couple. Yeah. So Germany they won't blow out, but South Sudan? No offense. So also there's going to be 4 teams, 5-on-5 men and women, 3-on-3x3 men's and women. They're the women reigning champs in the 5-on-5 men and women and 3-on-3x3 women, with the men set to make their debut next summer. Yeah, the women's team kicked that. I watched a lot of those games. They kick some ass. And Billy Reinhardt, who covers the Nets thing, said Jared Dudley would be a very good head coach. He's a savvy game planner who's been credited by Jason Kidd and opposing stars for making unique in-game adjustments. Josh, remember you use that in-game adjustments. I like that. Good temperament as a fiery player, first coach who also relates well. Florida State blew out Syracuse yesterday, 85-69. They are 12-7. They're 6-1 last 7, and they host UNC Saturday in Tallahassee. They better beat their asses. Sorry, Sam. No offense, Sam, but UNC, I want them to go down and beat the Seminoles. Seminoles. Yeah. Oh, the Jets. Yeah. So now you have Garrett Wilson, 95 for 1,042. The next highest receiving totals, excluding tight ends and running backs, Alan fucking Lazard, 23 for 311. But they think, next year Rodgers is coming back, so Alan Lazard's going to be this great player. No, he sucks. He really fucking sucks. Paid him all this goddamn money. He was a freaking waste of talent. If he has any talent left, he was a healthy scratch this year. And all of a sudden, Aaron Rodgers is going to come back, and he's going to be this great wide receiver all of a sudden. Fuck him. Piece of shit. got paid all that. What do you get? 4 years for like 40-something million dollars? You put up those goddamn numbers. Corey Davis put up better goddamn numbers. 23 for 311. Lazard, fucking idiot. He does suck, Chip. You know, Jose, he really fucking sucks. Bullshit. I hate that shit. Fuck him. Asshole. Yeah. I mean, here, read this shit. I'm like, enough already. Enough. Yeah. And yeah, Raiders. So the Raiders going to hire Tom Telesco, who was with the Chargers. And the last time, yeah, he's going to the Raiders, where the last game he was the GM. They got blown out by what was it, 63-21? And now Mark Davis, he's super impressed. Mark Davis has to be the dumbest fucking motherfucker in the world. He doesn't know what a haircut is. He's not his dad. Hey, at least he signed Pierce. But I don't know if that's the guy I'd bring in as a GM. Tom Telesco, really? What did he do with the Chargers? Nothing. They sucked the last couple of years. It's like all these owners, you know, and it's only reason he has the ownership is because his dad basically, you know, he was a minority. He was a coach who became the owner of the Raiders. I don't know how he did all that stuff, but Al Davis did everything he could and then became, you know, the owner and everything and moved his franchise from Oakland to LA, back to Oakland, now to Vegas. Now they're in Vegas. And these guys, who's in their ear telling them that this is the guy to get as a GM? As a Raider fan, I'd be a little pissed off. Like I want to know what Kev thinks about this, because I don't know if he'd be happy about this guy they picked up. Yeah, I don't know about this. I'm not 100% sure. And Travis Kelce needs 6 catches to pass Jerry Rice for most postseason receptions all time. He is 145 to 151. Jerry Rice was phenomenal. I'm sorry. Jerry Rice is at a different level. I mean, Kelsey's a damn good tight end, and, you know, but Jerry Rice, good God, guy was incredible. And I was never, you know, I never rooted for them, ever. But I respect greatness, and he's great. And Tyler Bass got fan support donations, reached over 110,000 for his nonprofit cat adoption group. Great. I don't get people of cats. No offense. Rob, love you. I don't get the cat thing. First of all, Michigan's deathly allergic to them. And yeah, I don't get cats. I mean, they're cute when they're little kittens, but they claw on everything and they're hissing at you. It's not like you can lay with a cat and just chill out, man. You know, I mean, I just never thought of a cat. Yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, hey, more power to you if you like cats, but I don't get it. And they're saying that Diggs is their number one wide receiver. Why is Brandon Beane saying that now? Why? He dropped that big pass at the 12-yard line. Should have been a touchdown. Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. Oh, I'm sorry. Standing at his 12 through to 27. Yeah, that difficult catch to make, but he's got to make that catch. I'm sorry. Yeah, he had to make that catch. 3 catches, 21 yards. He had 500 yards games to start the season. Hey, Matt B, 161, you're back again. But you don't speak. What's the deal, Matt? You keep coming back, second day in a row, but you don't say anything. I find that I got a little insulted by that, Matt. I'd like a little more repartee here. I'd like, you know, talk about why is Kentucky sucking? Why are you losing 2 of the last 4? Why did you get your asses kicked by South Carolina? What's up with the football team? Are you a big Anthony Davis fan? Do you root for everybody that went to Kentucky? Now, what do you think about Will Levis? Is Will Levis going to be a good quarterback for Tennessee next season? I have a lot of questions for you, but you don't talk. You don't say anything. Why no? Why no talking? Why? Why? Yeah, so Diggs started with 5 100-yard outings, first 6 games. He would eclipse 80 yards just twice more, including playoffs. 5 times had a total of the 20s. So he left. You scared him. Oh, he left? All right. Yeah, whatever. I don't really care. I mean, I care, but I don't care. I mean, he's got to do what he's got to do. Maybe he's got stage fright. We all do. We all get a little afraid of stuff. So 107 catches, 1,183 yards, 8 touchdowns. But 49 catches, 625 scores occurred in those first 6 weeks. So he really put up monster numbers and really didn't, you know. Yeah, I mean, he put pedestrian numbers the last couple weeks. So 5 of his 8 touchdowns, 49 of it, so only 58 catches the rest of the year and another 560. Yeah, Frank Reich could be offensive coordinator. Yes, Frank Reich, that's what he should be. Offensive coordinator, not a head coach. Offensive coordinator. Let him go crazy. Let him, and don't ever hire him as a head coach again. Ever. He's a good guy. When Peterson, they had him. Peterson was Sirianni. Who was the other guy that was? It was Peterson, Reich. They had a good little network right there with the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. That's what he is. Okay. Now I found this very interesting. So Cowboy fans out there, I don't know. This was interesting from Cowboy Stats and Graphics. And he talked about a specific scenario I might prefer to extending Dak. Note how many failure points there are in the plan. Okay, so it's 2024, try to win a Super Bowl on Dak's final year. 2025, let Dak walk and embrace the tank. 2026, land a top prospect plus stardom. 2027, he turns out better than Dak. Okay, then he goes, well, what about the failure points? Tanking might not secure a top pick after only 1 year, which could push the next contention window to 2028. The top quarterback prospect might not pan out. Zach Wilson. Let me think. Bryce Young hasn't shown anything yet. Justin Fields. The list goes on and on and on. Even if the new guy is good, he probably won't be as good as Dak. I don't know. Agree. And he put only 8 quarterbacks selected in the first round of the last 10 drafts have a higher career EPA per play than Dak has achieved in the playoffs alone. 24 failed to clear that bar. This includes 2 of the quarterbacks selected with a top 5 pick. 15 prospects fell short. The 2 are Stroud and Burrow, although Tua isn't far behind. So only 8 quarterbacks selected in the first round of the last 10 drafts have a higher career EPA per play than Dak has achieved in the playoffs alone. What has Dak done in the playoffs? What is it? He won 1 playoff game last year, won 1 another year, lost to the Niners. I'm like, okay. There's a lot to be said for chasing quarterback upside. He said, I was intrigued by the Lance trade initially for this very reason. I have supported drafting quarterback while keeping Dak. Letting Dak walk comes at a tremendous tangible cost to your Super Bowl odds. So the Cowboys spend 1 year effectively tanking and a second year with a rookie quarterback figuring out NFL defenses. That's 2 full seasons when you're forgoing elevated competitiveness with Dak and his existing core. And this is important to note that you're going to need to pay Micah Parsons and CD. And they said when some point you need to extend them and you not extend Dak, are they doing enough to convince us that such a project with an elite pass rusher and wide receiver, but a giant question mark at quarterback, would they be competitive? So that's the thing. Who's out there that you're drafting that's going to be better than Dak? But then again, anybody's going to be better than Dak in the playoffs, but Dak always, chokes in the playoffs. But I thought it was kind of interesting to say, well, this is what you have. But I also feel like, what has Dak shown you? And especially, you were 12-5 this year. You had a home field. You have Green Bay come in and you give up a franchise record 48 points, and Dak threw for 400 yards, and nobody remembers it, threw 60 passes, completed 41 because they were down 27-0. And another year where things went to shit. Last year, San Fran played a shitty game in that playoff game, and it goes on and on and on that Dak is not, like Tony Romo choked in the playoffs. Dak. So, okay, so you're going to lose out on what did Micah Parsons do in the playoffs? Okay, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is a phenomenal wide receiver, but great. He had a phenomenal year, set all records, most catches by a Cowboy, most receiving yards by a Cowboy. Now, the last guy to do it, Irvin, they were winning Super Bowls. This team was out of the first round of the playoffs. So who gives a shit? You can find another wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb, maybe even trade CeeDee Lamb now. Fuck that. Get rid of him. And Micah Parsons didn't do shit in the playoff game. Meanwhile, he's like talking nonstop all the goddamn time. And I'd rather you play than flapping the gums all the time and let your game, like Barry Sanders, do the talking for you. LT could talk all he wanted because LT was LT. And LT got the job done. But Micah Parsons talks all the time, got his stupid YouTube videos and all that shit. And what does he do on the field a lot of times? Oh, they say, the scheming and all that shit. Shut the fuck up. Dude, if you're a great player, you're a great player. And you make plays. And in the playoffs, great players step up and make fucking plays. And I don't want to hear about the scheme and all this shit. And, he's not being bullshit. Great players find a way to get things done. They don't have goddamn excuses. I'm tired of excuses. Harris sent me a great video of, workouts in the 70s and 80s. And it's showing Rocky and, showing Schwarzenegger and all the guys. And now you have guys in the gym who are freaking doing these stupid ass exercises that are nothing. And that's the world today. Guys just performed. Now they all have to be told how great they are, or they have to have a YouTube channel, or it's their brand and everything. And I'd say, you know what? Shut up, act like you've been there before, and get the job done. I don't want to hear excuses all the time. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Yeah, that's what I got to say on that front. Yeah, bullshit. Yeah, the scheme where they ran at him and he couldn't do anything. Yeah, that was, Jose, that was the scheme. The scheme was that he showed us, what did they always say? He showed us. They showed us what they were, and they showed us that Parsons disappears. You can't disappear in playoff games, dude. Not if you want to be, especially a Cowboy. Listen, I always think back that the Cowboys really turned the corner when they got Haley, and Haley was just a guy who got the job done, who came in and played at a very high level. And he, like Brady, everybody's complaining, oh, we didn't get the All-Pro, we didn't get Pro Bowl. He goes, you like got in the guy's face. What are we here for? We're here for rings. You think that Barry Sanders would have given up he wouldn't give a shit about 2,000 yards and anything. He wanted a goddamn ring. He wanted to play for championships. He wants a win. That's what it should be about. And all the other stuff will come afterwards. But all these guys are so concerned about their fucking brand nonstop. You know what? Fuck the brand. Fuck it. Like, look at Brunson. Look what Brunson's done. Look what Brunson's done since he came to the Knicks. Did anybody expect him to be playing at this level and getting better and outplaying his contract and busting his ass and just even when he shoots a shot, the confidence he has, it doesn't go in. I still like, well, looks good. Whereas when Randall shoots it, I'm like, no. Oh, went in. Okay. But when Brunson plays, man, he plays with a passion. He plays with a ferocity. He plays like he's locked in. And that's what I want from my team. That's what I want from players. People are saying Parsons couldn't get pressure. Okay, what did Rob say? Parsons couldn't get pressure because they only rushed 4 and dropped 7 in the coverage. That's what the G-men did in 07. Yeah, exactly. And all they did was hit Brady time after. They only had 4 guys rushing. Dude, if you're supposed to be all that, you're supposed to be the man, then you get in there. You get pressure on the court. I don't want to hear that shit. Only 4 guys rushing. Well, tough shit, dude. Work on your game. He got bigger this offseason. He said he was like 250. That's all I kept hearing about him. All this. Well, I didn't see it this season. TJ Watt had 19 sacks, and they knew who was coming at him every goddamn game. That's a guy who plays with ferocity. That's a guy who goes out there and busts his goddamn ass every goddamn day. That's a guy you want on your team. You want guys like that. And I'm not. It's not a white-black thing. I'm not. I'm talking about. There are listen. My girlfriend cannot stand Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis played the game with a passion. I love watching Ray Lewis play. He played with a passion, a ferocity. That's the guys I like. I like guys like that. I love guys like that. Guys who came, Ed Reed, guys like that. Dion was a lot of tough, but I'll tell you, when the big plays needed to be made during games, Dion was making plays. Sure, he couldn't tackle. He was the best tackler, but he got the job done. And that's what you want, guys who step up and play, Yeah, Strahan. When Strahan was drafted, anybody think Strahan would become a Hall of Famer? Did anybody? He said when he got to New York for the draft, the city was so overwhelmed how big the city was, he never left his hotel room for the first couple of days. Look what his life is now. He's not that guy anymore. He evolved. And, you can't teach this shit. Like little kids I used to coach, the parents go, oh, you know what? My kid doesn't, he doesn't have that, he's not, what's the word I'm looking for? Can you get him more aggressive? I'm like, you got it or you don't. I can't teach a kid that. You got it. The work ethic, you either have it or you don't. You have it or you don't. That's what you either got it or you don't. You have to either, it's not something you can teach. It's something innate. It's something inherent. It's something inside you that pushes you. That's, listen, what my problem is at night? So I want to go to bed, but I've done a show, and when I start getting my tweets and everything, and I start working on the next show, and I'm up and it's 2:00 in the morning, I go, geez, I got to go to bed because I'm already getting excited to do the next show. Like after the show's done, I need some time to decompress because I'm just like, it's like my mind, I get information thrown in my head all day. And then I get hungry again. I want to do another show. Yeah. And like, guys, Rob, Josh, Aaron, when are you doing a show, man? You doing a show? Well, you're not doing a show today? I'm like, well, kind of at the department's, but that's what I'm saying. That's the drive. Has to be inside you, man. Has to be inside you. And that Brunson has that. Brunson wants to get better. He just wants to get better and better. Yeah. Jose says, I think Parsons going to Dallas was determined. He's become everything people thought Thibodeau would be. Hey, you got to give Thibodeau time. But he has disappeared a lot of games this past season. But Thibodeau definitely has talent. And I feel like he's disappeared too many games. I think he needs someone barking up his ass to get on him to become that player he should be. Because he has all the talent in the goddamn world. He takes over games. What happened? What did I see? What was the one game this year? Who had the shit? I can't remember. I saw it in the game. The guy had the sack, stripped the ball, and got the ball and got the recovery all in one play. And I can't remember the guy who did it, but I remember watching it this year. I see the play in my head. I can't remember the player, but he got the sack, the strip, and the fumble recovery all one goddamn play. And you're like, God damn. That's it. Look at Kalai Campbell. He just goddamn every year keeps up in phenomenal shape and just produces every goddamn year. Just I wish he was on a better team. Yeah, yeah. Was a detriment. Yeah, but he's become everything. Yeah. You think? Wait. You think that Parsons was a detriment? Oh, wait. Okay, wait. So you think he's a detriment to the team in Dallas? That he should be somewhere else? I don't know. I don't know what you mean, Jose. You think that where that he was? Listen, he's put up great numbers since he's been there, but I feel that this playoff game really did not show him in a good light at all, at all. Yeah, yeah. Max Crosby, I totally agree with you. Max Crosby is 100% every goddamn play, every goddamn play, every play. And they said once the season ends, he doesn't even like taking a day off. When he goes on vacation, he brings his meals and everything. Like he is locked in. That's the kind of guy you want on your team. Max Crosby. I don't think there's a lot of guys like that. That I think a lot of guys are, but he wants, I would love him on my team. I would love him on my team. Yeah, that's a hell of a player. Crosby. And he plays, he's playing with a bum knee this whole season too. I mean, geez Louise. And did you hear this? So CeeDee Lamb's mom goes in on Dak Prescott on Facebook. Wait, I think him being Dallas is giving him stardom. Yes. Jose, I agree. Yes. I think he's a very good player, but they pick him. Yes. And he comments on everybody. Micah, is it Micah, Micah, whatever. Parsons is always, commenting on everybody. But did you see this? So Prescott, CeeDee Lamb's mom says, Dak isn't it. Her son deserves better. They need to get rid of his ass. It's guys on that team that want a ring. They work too hard. He doesn't want to win a ring. Wow. And then when some replied, Lamb, who played high school football in Houston, should go to the Texans and play with C.J. Stroud. His mom co-signed, fuck, I wish he would. C.J. is great. And then Micah Parsons' brother got in the act. Terrence Parsons Jr. criticized defensive coordinator Dan Quinn and said Prescott needs to take a team-friendly deal or pack his bags. He also said the greatest crimes being done to Micah were by his own organization and how they are using him. So Micah distanced himself from his brother. As you know, if I have something to say, I'm not afraid to say it. I love my team. My brothers on my team in the city of Dallas, and I'm more committed than ever to bring a championship. Oh, shut the fuck up. Every championship. You know what? You can't say shit anymore about bringing the championship when you guys can't even win a fucking playoff game. Stop talking about winning a fucking championship. How about you win fucking 2 playoff games? How about you get to the NFC championship game and we'll go from there? But stop saying bringing a championship when all you guys do is do this. You just fucking talking shit. All you're doing is talking bullshit. No. We're going to be a championship today. Yeah. Dallas fans are freaking sick of hearing this shit. And then you're bringing McCarthy back for another year because he's the best coach to bring you to that level. And Dan Quinn, go. Any owner that's stupid enough to hire him as a head fucking coach, good luck to you. Dan Quinn I'll never forgive you for blowing a 28-3 lead in the second half. You have the pedal to the metal. You play the same football and you put them away. And you couldn't do it. And I look at that and that stink stays with you forever. I'd look, dude, no, get out of here. I wouldn't even give him an interview. Not even an interview. And what did they do in the playoff game? I'm sorry. 48 points. Okay, they got a pick six, so they gave 41 points where Jordan Love, guys wide open. Aaron Jones is running through the whole secondary. That leads to dude, who gives a shit about regular season? It's playoff time. I need to see what you're doing. And that's the resume. That's the last thing on your resume you're going to show me. And I'm going to give you a head coaching job. Are you kidding me? No way. Dan Quinn, you are a defensive coordinator. That's as good as it's going to get for you. Make as much money as you can. You're a Jersey boy, respect. But no. Hell no. Wow. Yeah, I guess I'm a little jacked up here. Yeah. Okay. So enough with that. 8 months of the season. Bill Vinovich is going to lead the officiating crew at Super Bowl 58. That dipshit was the referee 5 years ago. League admitted when Nickel Robbie Coleman should have been flagged for pass interference, helmet-to-helmet penalty on Tommy Lee Lewis, which was not called, and the Rams beat the Saints, which is called the no call. That dipshit is now the head official for the Super Bowl. To me, that was as an egregious call as the one I've ever seen. And yet he still coaches. He's still an official because Roger Goodell says the officials are doing a fantastic job. So Bill Vinovich, dude, no way. No, I would never let him do a Super Bowl. I would, after a play like that, I'd be like, dude, you got 30 years to recover to get to another Super Bowl. So he's calling it. But one of the guys calling the game, they said he lets the teams play. He doesn't. I mean, he throws fewer flags. Great for that. Terry Killens played in the Super Bowl as a linebacker for the Titans in Super Bowl 34, and he's the only person to participate in the Super Bowl as an NFL player and an NFL official. And two of the officials are retiring after the season. Great. Fantastic. Thank you, Kellen Keller, for that one. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Congrats. Yeah. Good. Yes, Will Rogers is staying. Good for him. Yankees talked about the uniform. Josh, they can wear whatever, win. Yes. Now, what do you guys think about the Adrian Beltre, Maurer, and Todd Helton? Todd Helton got really fat. Really fat. I'm like, dude, like even Barry Sanders got really chunky chunk. And he was like this little bull. He's a little chunky. I think you're done playing. I guess they all are eating a little bit little chocolate donuts. I guess. I don't know. So Beltre, 1998 to 2009, 1,681 games, 271 batting average, 325 on base, 454 slugging, and 105 OPS plus. OPS plus. Yeah, I don't disagree. So then in 9 years after, 1,252 games, 307 batting average, 358 on base, 514 slugging, and a 130 OPS plus. Yes, he was. I mean, they were all solid players. Maurer was a hitting machine, just a great athlete, and Helton was. I know they said he had the course field advantage, but he was good on the road too. I mean, he was a solid player his whole career. Played with one organization. I'm okay with it. I just don't think these are Hall of Famers. Well, Beltre did have 3,000 hits, right? Beltre most hits. I think he's right. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Why is this not? It's not what I want. Oh Jesus. Oh, so Pete Rose, Cobb. Okay, so Adrian, Miguel Cabrera, Palmero, Clemente. Oh, Beltre. So Beltre did not get 3,000 hits. Rodriguez, Pujols, Jeter. I guess Adrian Beltre did not get 3,000 hits. Robin Yount. I mean, this guy, Robin Yount was a phenomenal player. Gwynn. Oh, A-Rod talked about, my cousin Al sent me something today that A-Rod said when kids, and he does this weird accent where he talks like, I don't know whose voice that is, but he said kids should play all sports. But he said he played football, basketball, baseball. They should not have a radar gun on the kids, and they should not be tracking their exit velocity. And I said, totally agree. That I agreed with. And also start taking steroids at a young age. My cousin laughed at that. So Beltre did not have. I thought Beltre did have 3,000 hits. No, it's not on here, dude. Are you sure about that? Yeah. Are you sure? Because he is not on. Am I missing something? Yeah. Adrian Beltre. That's what I was trying to look up his stats. Adrian Beltre. Let me see. Beltre stats. All right, let's look that up. Yeah, you're right. 3,166. Well, I missed it there. Okay. Yeah, 3,166. Yeah. They asked, is he Hall of Famer? Yeah. Yeah. Name appeared on 95% of the ballots. See, that's another thing. 35% of the ballot, 95%. And Billy Wagner just missed. And Sheffield's now going to have to go to the Veterans Committee. So Wagner got 73.8, came up within 5. I don't think Wagner's a Hall of Famer. I just don't. I just don't. Did you guys see Jackson Holliday's apartment? Well, it's a house. They got a house apartment, sport court, wiffle ball court, pickleball court, his dad plays, and batting cage. 323 last year. He had 12 home runs, drove in 75, stole 24 bases. He wants to be on the opening day roster. And everybody's talking about the Yankees. Orioles, if he gets to the majors, good God, that team is going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal. This kid's going to be a superstar. Superstar. I saw Matt Moore got 1 year for $9 million. He was on 3 teams last year. So the Angels spent 1 million on lineup rotation this offseason, but 48.8 million on bullpen. I don't get it. And Reese Hoskins, who missed last season, he tore his knee. 2 years, 34 million with the Brewers, but he can leave. He can opt out after 1 year. He is a good player. He can hit for power. 30-year-old. I mean, we'll see. Hey, listen, could be a good pickup. And this is kind of cool. So Tatiana Suarez is getting a documentary. The Unbreakable Tatiana Suarez premieres January 31st on Max. She's a strawweight. The Unbreakable Tati. Yeah, that's pretty cool. She's faced comeback story. She joined the UFC in 2016, under 8-0. Then she got a severe knee injury that silenced her for nearly 4 years. She returned in 2023 with a win over Montana De La Rosa, and she beat Jessica Andrade last August, the former strawweight champion. But she was supposed to, her nickname is the female Khabib, which it's not disrespectful name. She said they're very humble in the sense that if they wanted to call me that, I don't mind that. I think the guy is amazing. He's retired, undefeated, a world champion, and he's a dominant champion. So I don't think that there's anything that they really could call me that would be better. So she was supposed to fight February 17th against Amanda Lemos in Anaheim, but she has an injury that's not going to, it's going to keep her out of the fight, but not, she said she has an injury, a minor setback, but she's not going to be gone for long. Lemos is 13-3-1, coming off a win over, she lost to the champion Zhang Weili at UFC 292 in August, and she'll fight against Mackenzie Dern, will take Suarez's place. Lemos is number 2 at 115, while Dern is number 8. Suarez is ranked number 4. And Dern lost to Jessica Andrade at UFC 295 in November. All right. So I want to watch that doc. I think she had a cancer scare too. So the documentary looks awesome. It's on January 31st on Max. So I told you I'm watching more sports docs. So I know Joshua is going to want to watch this one. And yeah. So thanks. Yeah, Josh has a, yeah. You guys are good. You guys are good. Messi is going to wear a new black jersey, and Pro Surfing is going to sign a deal with ESPN Plus. They'll carry 10 World Surf League Championship events as well as a 9-day U.S. Open of Surfing Challenger Series contest in August. In addition, they'll be on ESPN2. All right, and it's coming 3 years after surfing was at the Olympics in Tokyo. It's going to be at the Paris Games, but I think they're going to have the surfing in Tahiti, if I remember correctly. And my cousin Teddy and Scott got in it about Nick Dunlap, who was an amateur, so turned down the $1.51 million he would have won to stay an amateur at Bama. So we talked about Josh and I about a NIL deal. Rob gave it to me. I said I already saw it, but I appreciate the love. The PGA and my cousin Teddy said the PGA should not allow amateur golfers to play in their tournaments if they do not get paid. The money should be held in trust till he turns pro. College football, basketball players are paid via NIL. Scott says, hey, amateurs have been playing in pro tournaments for 100 years, including Bobby Jones. They get invited to the majors and the Masters. So, hey, he does what he wants. He wants to stay an amateur. Hey, dude, do what you want. I'm all for it, man. I'm behind it. I think it's great. Gumbo Chef is no. All good. Gumbo Chef said he won't be until 3:30, which makes life easier for me. Let me see, did I miss anything else? TRX training. Okay. All right. Oh, devastated. Ali Krieger was at soccer practice when she found out Ashlyn Harris filed for divorce. It happens. It does happen. The bond between Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams provided the Niners with the edge they needed. And Swift loved Jason Kelsey's shirtless. Hey, everybody did. Yeah, did you hear about these parents of Chiefs fans? Did you found the 3 fans were found frozen to death outside a friend's house where the parents, 2 friends in their yard, the parents think they were dragged outside by scientist pal. I heard about that. I was like, what the hell? They were like out there for 2 days. You didn't check on them? What the hell? I was like, Jesus. Wow, Joe Thuney, pec strain, unlikely to suit up versus the Ravens. Per Schefter. Joel Embiid pulled out the practice in a fur leopard coat. Wow. Okay. Oh, so Harbaugh second meeting with the Atlanta has moved for now. So what does that mean? Gerard Johnson interviewed for Philly's OC job. Gerard Johnson is what? He's got to be is he Gerard Johnson, the quarterback coach? Trying to figure. You get a headache from all the Texans quarterback coach. All right. Yeah. All right. Did I miss anything else? I don't think so. All right. Let's get to some. Let's get to some trivia questions. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I want. And it's weird. It kind of goes. Yeah, it kind of goes weird. Yeah, I got other stuff. That's quite loud. That's loud. That's really loud. That was really loud. That's like, it's piercing. All right. Been talking too long. All right. Trivia question for last show was, did anybody get this right? Oh, yeah, I didn't go yesterday. Okay. The AFC Championship game will be the first ever playoff matchup between what quarterbacks? You know, guys know the answers. So what Lamar Jackson and Mahomes are both. This is the first time it's ever happening between quarterbacks. What is their distinction as quarterbacks? Does any of you guys know that they both have done something that had never been done before, and be able to play in the AFC Championship game? Can you guess? I guess you guys are. I should get the Jeopardy song on here. That's where I should put the Jeopardy song. So I was trying to find out what was. This is the first time in a AFC Championship game. It will be a playoff matchup between former MVP quarterbacks, both under the age of 30. Lamar's 27. He won the MVP in 2019. Mahomes is 28. He won in 2018, 2022. All right, I didn't. Okay, today, trivia question. Shortest NBA coaching tenure. Who had the shortest NBA coaching tenure? Shortest NBA coaching tenure. I will give you a hint. He was a phenomenal college basketball coach. Phenomenal. But I think it might have been before your time. No. Let me think. Yeah. Wasn't thinking age. No, you were not, Josh. So shortest tenure of any NBA coach. Anything. Jose, you got anything? I think Bubbles is already gone. I'm looking at a picture of Harris and I running last year, the New Year's Eve run, which I'll do with him again. I promise. Does anybody have an answer? Shortest NBA coaching tenure, and don't you dare Google this shit. This is a good one. This is a good one. Anybody got anything? 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 Anybody? Anybody? Nothing. Yes. See me. Okay. Good. So does anybody have an answer? Anybody? Yes. So I'm waiting. All right. Nobody got it? Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Josh got nothing. Rob's working. Aaron, thanks for listening today. Jose, thanks for coming on today. Kenny, we had you on today too. Matt B was here for a little bit. Matt B. Yeah, Matt B. I want to get Matt B on a future show. Who else was here? Oh, Liv, Joe Willie. Trying to make sure that I miss anybody. Oh, and Harris was here today. Yes. We had good. Hey, Aaron was here today. Good show today, guys. Thank you so much. Son of love to Michigan, Mrs. S, my mom, Carol, Linda, send my love to you, your mom. It was great seeing you today. Glad we worked out. Get down to Florida. Take care of what needs to be taken care of. Guys, you rock. Run, Barry, run. Recommend. Also, the Bart Starr documentary, pretty good. And I'm going to watch some others. Have a great day. Yes, that's all I got. Adios. I was a little worked up today. Peace out. You guys rock. Adios. Share the sunshine.